verbs. So we hope you enjoy.
Okay, so I'm going to be reading my book, and it's Can You Look Around and Find Those Nouns? Hello kids, today we are going to learn a word I'm sure you will like. It's a word that we use all the time when we speak, read, or write. This word we will learn today, my dearest friend, is a noun. A noun is a fantastical word, so please, let's not frown. I know by now you've probably heard a noun as a person, place, or thing, but that sounds kind of dull, and a noun is so much more interesting. A noun is a word that makes language exciting and fun, so keep your ears wide open because we've only just begun. First, let's imagine a word that doesn't have any nouns. Come on now, you can do it. It's as hard as it sounds. There would be no ballerinas, no teachers, no babies or dads, because those nouns that name people those are nouns that name people. But now wouldn't that be sad? Sorry, I didn't show you guys a picture. Ballerina's very pretty. There would be no cities, no parks, no beaches or towns, because those are nouns that name places. I hope you're not feeling too down. There would be no balls, no spaceship, no popsicles or cotton candy, because those are nouns that name things. Now can't you see how they come in handy? That popsicle looks good. And what's your favorite sport? There's so many things you see that just couldn't be named. Without nouns such as these, the world just wouldn't be the same. Remember, a noun is much more than a person, place, or thing. With nouns, a sentence comes alive. Just wait, you'll see what I mean. There's a pineapple, a giraffe, and then there's the Golden Gate Bridge, and that is in San Francisco, and then there's a nurse or doctor. Now we're going to read a few sentences that will put a smile on your face. I want you to find the nouns and tell me if it's a thing, person, or place. The man rode his van all the way to Japan. So in your brain, think about it, and then email us, and then write down your answer. My sister likes eating grapes in the park after dark. The kids jumped rope on the playground with my goat. Now you know that finding nouns in sentences is easy as can be, but nouns get more interesting. Just you wait and see. There are also proper nouns that name a specific place, like Zimbabwe or Paris. Zimbabwe is in Africa, and Paris is in France, right? Yeah. And specific people like the first African American to walk in space, Bernard Harris. Proper nouns are quite special because they start with capital letters. So here's the picture, sorry. Okay. Proper nouns are quite special because they start with capital letters. Can't you see your understanding of nouns getting better? Your name is a proper noun too. So stand up and shout it. Stand up and shout it. The city you live in is also a proper noun, so go tell everyone about it. I bet you're a cool person that lives in an awesome place and does a whole lot of neat things. But if you say all that with nouns, I'm sure it will sound far more exciting. Now there's one more noun that we must learn, so let's try and stay on track. An abstract noun names an experience, an idea, or even a feeling. You can't touch, taste, smell, hear, or see these nouns, so we call them abstract. I know this definition to some of you may not sound too appealing, but don't you worry, an abstract noun is so easy to learn. I'm going to name some abstract nouns and then you please wait your turn. Love, honesty, compassion, brilliance, bravery, and trust. These are abstract nouns. I'm sure it can be found in each and every one of us. Your zeal for learning all about nouns really makes me proud. Can you find the abstract noun in that sentence and shout them out loud? If you said zeal or proud, you were right. So pat yourself on the back. And if you didn't, don't worry. Just try again. It's easy as that. I think you can see how important nouns really are. And with this part of speech under your belt, you'll surely go far. Now go out in the big wide world and take a good look around. Search every nook and cranny for new nouns to be found. Like I told you before, a noun is much more than a thing, person, or place. I think you can agree. So please do not close this book without a big smile on your face. Oops, sorry. Yep, and that was, can you look all around and find those nouns?
Hi guys! So today I'm going to be reading Have You Found Those Useful Pronouns by Jelana Macy. Oh look! Oh wow, look here. Well, isn't this a surprise? A class full of eager students with their eyes and ears open wide. This can only mean one thing. You're ready to learn something new. And guess what? Today, that is exactly what we're going to do. Gather around class. Come on now, please don't delay. We are going to learn about a part of speech called pronouns today. Now kids, I know some of you may think a pronoun is a professional noun, like the pro basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or a professional educator like Charlotte Hawkins Brown. But the pro in pronoun means to take the place of in a language called Latin. When you put the two words together, something marvelous happens. It becomes pronoun. And now I'm sure you can guess what a pronoun is. That's right. It means to take the place of a noun. I knew you were brilliant, kids. A pronoun can do everything a noun does. It's like a noun's twin sister. It comes around in the place of a noun, and it's like we never missed her. Just like a noun, a pronoun names a person, a thing, or a place. It's a simpler word used to name that noun, making writing easier and may take up less space. Just think of it as a nickname. I'm sure you have one of those. A short name that takes the place of your real name that all your friends know. You may have a friend named Michael who prefers being called Mike. Or you call your best friend Cassie because Cassandra she just doesn't like. You may have a coach named Mr. Thompson who tells you to call him Mr. T. Or your great-grandma you call Nana because it makes her very happy. After we know someone's given name, a nickname can be used. And after we use a noun in a sentence, a pronoun can then take its place too. I know learning a new part of speech can sometimes be a handful, so I'll try to make it easier for you by giving you some fun examples. My favorite toy in the whole wide world happens to be a ball. I hit it, I kick it, I throw it, I roll it, and I bounce it off the wall. When I say it, we all know I'm talking about my ball, but to say the word ball over and over and over again would not be fun at all. My mother does not like me playing ball in the house, but I still love her to the moon and back. I hug her, I kiss her, and when she's gone, I miss her, and that's a matter of fact. When I say her, we all know I'm talking about my mother. The pronoun her is shorter than mother, but you know I'm talking about no other. My mom says I should listen to my teachers because they love me too. They help me. They respect me. They never neglect me. I'm sure yours do the same too. When I say they, you all know I'm talking about my teachers. The pronoun they now becomes a prominent sentence feature. Now you can see how pronouns in sentences can be used. But there are many different types of pronouns, and in school you'll learn all about them. For example, there are subject pronouns like he and she, and object pronouns like her and him. There are interrogative pronouns like what that you use to ask a question, and there are pronouns like my and his that we use to show possession. There are reflexive pronouns like myself that we use when the subject and object are the same. And there are indefinite pronouns like everyone we use when we don't want to specify a noun by name. You see, there are many pronouns that we use when we read, write, and speak, and every pronoun serves a different purpose, making each one unique. I know that you're eager to go out and share what you've learned here today. So, get out there and teach someone. I won't stand in your way. The best thing to do with knowledge is to share it with those who may not understand. Why keep it all to yourself when you could lend someone else a helping hand? So, if you have a friend or a sibling that wants to learn about pronouns, lend them a hand, or lend them your book where good information can be found. And now you know how to use pronouns like it, them, they, that, everyone, and her. You've been a great student, and now it's time for you to be an even greater teacher. And that was Have You Found Those Useful Pronouns by Juliana Macy.
Do you have the nerve to learn about verbs? By Juliana Macy. Hey there, it's my favorite class again. So I guess you've heard that today we're going to learn about a part of speech called verbs. Take a moment to open your minds. And please kids, no booing. You need to save all of that energy, because today there will be a lot of doing. A verb is a wonderful word that describes a form of action. I'm going to explain what that means, so focus, no distractions. It doesn't matter if you're black, brown, white, yellow, or pink. Learning all about these words we call verbs is much easier than you think. Now listen closely, because it's very important what I'm going to say to you. A verb is an action word, which means it's something you can do. Now stand on your 2 feet and start wiggling those toes. We've got to get yourselves ready and be alert. No time to doze. I'm going to read a sentence, so listen up. I'm talking to you. In that sentence, there will be a word that names something you can do. When you think you know what that word is, you don't have to raise your hand. Just start moving your body and act out the verb the best way you can. I wave at my next door neighbor every morning. I jump rope with my friends at school. My teacher smiles at me. My mom doesn't like me to stomp my feet in the house. My dad always laughs at my very funny jokes. I spin around under the sun when it's nice outside. Now sit down and relax, because I think you deserve a rest. At least now you see that of all the parts of speech, verbs are the best. we couldn't do anything, what kind of fun would that be? The world would be full of people and things doing nothing as far as the eye could see. No playing, no eating, no drinking, or speaking, because those are all verbs. No running, no hugging, no drawing, no bouncing. Yes, those are our action words. So any word you can do, we now know it's called a verb. Can you cat? No way. Can you popcorn? Oh no. Can you table? No, that's just crazy. You can't cat, popcorn, a table, or table. But there are so many things you can do if you just put your mind to it. Anything is possible for you. Right now, you are doing a lot of cool things without even knowing. You're breathing, you're listening, you're learning, and I'm sure your verb knowledge is growing. Every language in the world has verbs, but they're not used in the same way. Every English sentence must have a verb into, so you use them every day. A sentence without a verb leaves the subject unable to move. When you add an action word, a verb, that subject gets to groove. Because what good is a drum? If you can't beat it, how would you know what apple tastes like if you couldn't eat it? What good would a car be if you couldn't drive it? Add a kite just wouldn't be a kite if you couldn't fly it. So add these wonderful verbs to your life, but make sure you're picking the right ones. Choose to love one another because hating is no fun. Respect your elders because they lived a long time and have a lot of wisdom. Or chase your dreams before they're gone. What are you waiting for? Go get them! You've learned a lot today about verbs and how they are used, but there is still far more to know. And there's nothing quite like your young, wonderful mind, so use it whenever you go. So now I know you have the nerves to learn about verbs. I can tell your abilities are very super. If you aren't quite sure if a word is a verb and have no one to ask, just open this book and take another look to lead you back to the right path. The end. And that was, do you have the nerves to learn about verbs?
Thanks for watching our YouTube video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!